The summer break is over, and I'm delighted that you are here to expand your knowledge of powder, granule, and bulk solids technologies, as well as liquid handling and processing. Today, our main focus is on processing meets packaging, excellence at the interface of production, filling, and packaging. This is an important part of Powtech Technofarm. And from now on, it's just over a year to the next event, September 23 to 25 in 2025 in Nuremberg. So save the date, dear participants. And until then, we are already bringing together numerous experts from a wide range of industries to discuss process technology. Today, you can see the latest developments. And before we got into this topic, I would like to thank our speakers. Rainer Lemperle from Hecht Technology GmbH, Sebastian Pohl from Greif Velox Maschinenfabrik GmbH, and Christine Wölk from Bäumer Maschinenfabrik GmbH & Co. KG, without whom this would not have been possible. And now I hand over to Rainer Lemperle from Hecht Technology GmbH and his talk about sampling of powders and granules up to an OEB5 containment level. So enjoy the talk.
Good morning to everybody, and thank you for the introduction, Marianne Eisenhower. It's a pleasure for me to start the Today Powtech virtual talk session. Just a second, I have to position the screen a little bit. So, yes, sampling of powders and granules up to an OEB5 containment level gets more and more important, and the constantly guarantee of product quality is in this respect also a key issue in many industries. So I hope to give you a short overview in the next 20 minutes about what kind of samplers are available and what kind of solutions we can offer when containment requirements occurs. Before I start with my presentation, I give you a brief introduction of myself. I've been working in the field of thermal and mechanical process engineering now for more than 30 years. Started my career in the pharmaceutical industry and then switched all about 25 years ago to the machine supplier side. My focus has always been on the chemical, pharmaceutical, and food industry. And today I'm responsible at Hecht for the worldwide sales force and business development activities. Sorry. A few words about company Hecht. We see us as our customers' reliable partner in the safe handling of bulk materials. The company is still a family-owned company today in the second generation. And the statement, "We care," is our daily motivation and drive us forward. Company is located in Pfaffenhofen in Germany. It's around about 50 kilometers north of Munich, in the middle of the world's largest connected growing region. So also beer breweries are quite well known about this area. Since the beginning of this year, 2023, we had a sister company in Chicago, in the US. Today, around about 150 employees work for us in the company, and we have around the world in 50 countries, more than 1,000 customers, and mainly in the pharmaceutical, food, and chemical industry. The product range we can offer are in the field of powder and granules handling. We are not involved in liquids. We have discharging solutions where we can discharge big bags, containers, drums, whatever is required from our customer side. Then next big step are conveying, vacuum conveying systems which transport the powders and granules from one process step in the manufacturing process to another. Dosing is also quite important process that you will not overfill, and on one side and on the other side provide the right amounts of product to the process. A special solution is a single-use technology, especially used for high potent and cancerogen products, where the isolator is a disposable device. I'll show you a picture at the end of the presentation. Filling is similar to discharging, only you have to swivel the systems to 180 degrees, and we can fill more or less all kind of the package units which are available. Besides that, we have kind of elements and components. These are devices which are more or less finished, designed, and stored in little amount, so quite short delivery. And essentials are consumables you need to use our equipment. And now I want to come to the main topic of my presentation. Sampling of bulk material is an important step. I just mentioned it. It consists of taking representative samples of the material to determine its properties, such as size, shape, bulk density, moisture, or any chemical compositions. And good sampling ensures that the sample is a reliable and accurate representation of the sampled material, and the test results you will provide out of the sample is a reliable statement about the quality of the complete process. Where sampling in the manufacturing process makes sense, first of all, in the incoming goods check. So when the raw materials enter into the warehouse or should be prepared for the manufacturing. This is also for raw materials in intermediate case. And then, of course, after each process step in which the porosities of the product may change, that could be grinding processes, mixing, granulating, or even other steps in the manufacturing of the products. And then, of course, it makes also sense before the final packaging, because there you have the final product, and you must be sure that this product produced or manufactured occurs to or is in accordance to the specification. Starting new, starting new with the Hecht screw sampler is our easiest device. It's available in manual and motor drive unit. You will see it on the picture here. We have a screw inside which is rotated either with the hand wheel or with a motor, and due to the rotation we transport powders or granules in a bottle, which is not shown here, but I expect you can imagine that. Depending on the amount of samples you or our customers want to get, we have different diameters and, of course, different sampling bottle. As all our samplers, also this is easy to dismantle for easy cleaning. Normally, the systems are installed either in silos or downpipes, so that the product fall through the screw and the screw can collect the product. We have a pre-installed self-cleaning function, so that at any time it's guaranteed that you will get good samples and samples which gives you a good impression of what kind of product you have in the process. Here, the last picture you see is a special design where the screw is inside two flanges, and the collection is on the other side of the motor drive. Next one is a slide sampler, which is quite a nice unit. You will see here the chamber sample, and here I hope you see it, but I will show in a few seconds how it works. It's a slide. As the slides are also available in different sizes, corresponding to what sampling amount or what product sizes you have. The sampling amount, so how much material you will collect in the bottle underneath, is depending on how often you open and close the system. It's again manual or automatic, in this case pneumatical driven. You can easily integrate that in existing systems. So when you have still a unit and come to the conclusion that you need a sampler, you can easily adapt the system. It's again also easy to clean, easy to handle and dismantle. So from a cheap point of view, or even if you have different products, you can use it for this. In this picture, you see the different steps. In the first slide is in the product flow. Let's collect here on the slide particles, powders. After that, it moves in the chamber here in this area, and then automatically it's swiveled down and the sample fall through the chute in the sampling pattern. Next solution I will show you are our vacuum sampler. It's quite a system which is looking a little bit complicated, but it's from its design quite nice, because you have free flow of and no mechanical parts inside the sampler. It's again easy to clean, and here on this photo you see the product will suck due to vacuum, which you have to bring here, and if you have vacuum anyway somewhere in the process, you can connect. There's a vacuum pump, and then you suck in via a filter, ring filter here, suck in the samples in the system. We have a depth with free design, so again, quite nice to clean. Normally, such systems will be used when you have process equipment and install it somewhere there to take the samples out of the equipment. Starting with the containment topic, at the beginning, I will to review what containment means. I hope or maybe expect that a few of you knows this pyramid. You see in the middle the OEL, the Occupation Explorer Limit. This is determined by the amount of product that escaped from a device over a period of 8 hours, so around about one day, and the amount of air operator inhaled in this time, so that is around about 10 cubic meter. And we have today normally 6 levels, the so-called Occupation Explorer band, the OEB levels, and as higher you will come, as less material is allowed to escape out of a device. A few examples in the next slides about products which correspond to the different OEB level. So the OEB1 level is low risk, and a product which is in this, or can combine with this OEB1 level, is ascorbic acid, so quite well known product. For OEB2 is a moderate risk, and there the handling of acetylic acid will correspond to this level. If you will handle, for example, for the battery industry and so-called NMC material, which is a mixture of nickel, mangan, and cobalt. This is corresponding to a moderate and up to high risk, and this is equivalent to OEB3. Then OEB4 high risk material, that is, for example, C-platin, which is a medicine for cancer therapies, quite high potent and cancerogen, so extreme high risk. And at the end, for OEB5, this extreme high risk is the handling of Botox, which is, from my point of view, one of the most toxic product currently used in the industry. So now the practical part, a little bit show you how this containment levels and containment solutions looks like. The basic of our containment solution is always the liner technology. Important is that the liner is always tight connected with the equipment and can be handled in a closed way all the time, that you will get no containment break. In the following video, I will show you how the use of our containment clips realized, and we also show you there how we close and tight liners. So I hope the video works for all of you.
Yes, it's perfect.
Here you will see my colleague who will use these containment clips. He will insert it in this small device and then use this kind of strapping pistol to close the stripes and cut it after it's closed completely. Important is that the distance between the two stripes is rather zero. It's of course not zero, but nearly, so that after he will cut in between the two stripes is no PE foil looking out of that. And then you have two closed systems. So this is the system how our containment solution always work with. And now in the second video, I will show you our containment sampling stick. Here again, we will use this technology in a different way, because here in the video it's shown with other solution, but in principle it's the same. Here you can see the sampling unit. To complete the sampling unit is the first step. Containment sampling stick will insert in this device. On the top here we have a PE foil which has a glue on it. The stick will be then put on a product which is here in this case a PE liner inside the drum. We have a small vacuum pump to be sure that it is glued in a sufficient and tight way. After this is fixed to the product, then the operator pushes the stick inside the product, takes the sample, pull it out again, then the sample is here inside. And in this case, as mentioned before, we will use a welding bar, which will weld, have two welds and cut the foil, so that you have on one hand rest which close the liner inside the drum and also close the sampling stick with the sample. Then the sample will be collected at the end of the PE liner. And with a second weld and cut procedure, we will receive on one side the sample, and on the other side again we will close the contaminated sampling device, sampling stick, which is a disposable unit which you cannot use a second time, but then you received a nice sample which you can bring to the quality department. Next example, and here you will see now the solution where we will use again our containment clip. It's a so-called containment sampling port. Nice solution, nice idea is here that you can use a standard sampler I showed before and adapt this containment device here that you can take out the sampling bottles in a contained way. I hope the video works again. So in the first step, you push a bottle inside this device. We have a PE foil underneath of it. We open the bottle and connect the bottle to the product flow of the sampler. Everything always is, as you see here, in a closed, contained way. Here you will see our slide sampler again. We collect the samples and bring them into the sampling bottle. Sorry for sampling bottle. You can do that as often you want, as how much product you want to collect. After finishing the sampling step, you close the bottle again, and then using our stripes to collect on one side this PE foil covered sampling bottle. Here, this video is a little bit older version where we have two separate clips, not with a connected connection or binder in between, but the principle is the same. And finally, cut in between. So you have then here a tight sample port, and on the other hand, tight and covered contained sampling. So, and last but not least, as what you mentioned before, a single-use solution where we have a flexible isolator with gloves to take samples in an isolate way. It's a quite not often used solution, but anyway, I want to show you that as a final way what is also possible. This flexible isolators can be made tailor-made to the requests from the product or from customers' ideas. So that's it. Thank you for your attention, and of course I'm now available for questions.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Lemperle. So now you can use the F&A button to ask your questions. And I will wait some seconds that you can type in your questions. And I see we have already one question very fast. Does your company also supply sampling consists for powder and solid products in explosive EX environments?
Yes, of course. That is today when you handle products like ours, powders, granules, explosion environment are always there. So that is more or less daily business for us.
Perfect. Thank you also from the viewer. So one more question. So is it possible to install sampling devices from other suppliers on the Hecht containment sampling port?
Yes, we can more or less adapt all kind of samplers to the system. It's only a question of where you connect or what kind of connection point you have, how this looks, but we can modify that, and then this containment sampling port can be installed to other suppliers, samplers as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Another question is, which solution is required for which OEB?
It's a good question. In principle, OEB is a topic which should be discussed in advance, and the first shown systems could also be used in a kind of OEB 1 or 2 execution, depending, of course, on the product. Of course, you cannot handle an OEB 5 product with screw sampler or standard slide sampler. Then you, of course, need additional equipment like this containment port, where the bottle is constantly covered by PE foil, and you are sure that no product is disappeared out of it.
Perfect. One more question. Does that work well also for very dusty products?
Yes, of course. That doesn't matter if a product is very dusty or not. You must be sure that you have a product which that you can collect it at the end. Of course, if you have only dust in the atmosphere, it's for sure not. No, you need an, I would say, stable product flow to take out the samples, but then it's independent if it is dusty or not.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I will say we were closing the F&A session. So if you have another questions, please feel free to write us at powtech-technofarm@nürnbergmesse.de, and we will hand over the questions to Mr. Lemperle. So you will get in contact, and Mr. Lemperle will answer your questions then per mail or telephone, whatever. So now thank you again very much, Mr. Lemperle, for this interesting talk. And now we will go forward with our next talk. It's about the clean cycle of packaging from Mr. Sebastian Pohl from Greif Velox Maschinenfabrik GmbH. So the stage is yours, Mr. Pohl. Thank you, Mr. Lemperle.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I hope that the sound and vision is fine, and I will share the slides with you. Okay, so within the next 20 minutes, I would like to introduce our clean cycle of packaging to you. And we at Greif Velox, we are one of the leading packaging companies for dry solids and liquids. And today I'm going to talk about powder bagging and give you some examples with the customer use case, which we recently developed together with company Birla Carbon for a carbon black use case. What I do want to introduce to you is what makes the difference, or how our customers approach us with requests. So how they can make it, how they can make a difference when filling ultralight powders such as carbon black. We will look into the major drivers and how you can improve your bagging process. And without telling too much up front, one of the magic things is that you get a perfect match in between the product, the machine, and the container you are filling. Last but not least, we will talk about the signature case with Birla Carbon, and how also other customers can get the same benefits for their packaging requirements. Okay. Talking to our clients, and Carbon Black is a nice example, but wherever we go out and talk to our clients and we ask them, what are your project goals? We will be challenged by one or more of those targets you can see here. And the clients are asking us for product protection. So it's very important that the product during the filling process does not get in touch with any copper or zinc. And that when the product, or once the product is in the bag, there's a really good moisture barrier, because due to the storage process and the logistics process. Customers are looking for gentle compactation. So when we talk about ultralight powder filling, we do talk about using vacuum for the products to be filled into the bag. And it's very important for the clients that we do not damage the product performance parameters with the filling technology we are using. And you will learn a little bit later how Birla really was asking us to do this. Cleanliness is a very important topic. So the clients are asking us to get a very clean result, to make sure that there's no spill and contamination in the production plant, but also in the whole logistic process, that the product stays inside of the bags, and when the pallets are being transported, that there's no spill on the way. Big topic is logistic costs. So by leveraging vacuum technology, you will see that you are able to compact the product up to 400%. And you can imagine, if you can compact 4 times, it's a decrease of the shipping costs by 4. So that you are able just to get more product on one pallet, more product into one container. Sustainability closely connected with logistic costs by just reducing the number of pallets, the number of containers the client needs to ship. There's also a huge lever for reduction of CO2 in the process. If, especially in the industry where light powders are needed, you talk about the car industry, the batteries, if you talk Carbon Black, cost of poor quality is a big topic. So if there's a bag, a dirty bag, which is shipped back to you by your customer, it's not only a matter of that you have to replace it, there's also high penalties in the contract, which is negotiated. So all the clients want to avoid cost of poor quality and bags to be sent back. By industrial automation, we can drive down the number of employees you need to fill the product into bags. So it's also a very important figure for our clients to look at efficiency increase. And last but not least, another topic, not only important for our Carbon Black customers, important for every customer working the chemical industry. Nobody wants the workers to be exposed to the product. So this is where the loop closes again, and where cleanliness comes up. And if there's no spill, if there's no contamination, there's also a very safe work environment where no worker in the factory, at the client, or during the logistics is being exposed to the product, which is supposed to stay inside of the bag. How do you achieve the best possible results? Like I said in the very beginning, packaging is always a matter of different factors being adjusted to each other. And what we call the clean cycle of packaging always involves the product of our clients, our bagging system, and the containers, in this case, the sacks, where we do bring the product with the machine into. And only if you manage to really align those 3 different factors, you will reach the optimum, the best result in clean and efficient filling. The first step, whenever we do talk to a client, we ask for some specific parameters of the product in order to determine which of the different technologies we do have available would be the best to meet the customer requirements. If we talk about fluffy carbon black, so if we talk about the carbon black which is used in the battery industry, easily we will pick the vacuum technology, our Velovac, as the bulk weight is way below 100 grams per liter. Being approached by the Birla Carbon some years ago, they were asking us for a solution for their conductive battery materials. And for Birla, it was very important that they do have some specific material characteristics which they really wanted to protect. So it's a very light structure, and it's a very pure product they are producing. And they were asking us to build a system or to provide a system which during the filling process does not damage this structure, and which allows the product to be easily dispensed in the further process. So by using the vacuum technology, it was very important for them not only to get a clean filling process, to get a bag which is easy to handle afterwards. For Birla, the major thing here was that they wanted to keep their material characteristics intact using their new filling technology. Why is it important? It's important because those characteristics of the material itself do have a huge impact on the later product, which is made by Birla's customers. So it has a big impact on the capacity of the batteries, on the life of the batteries, and also how fast you can charge a battery and how long it will last to be discharged. If we talk about the battery materials, so the target market of Birla in this case, it's very important to have a bag which is easy to handle. So like you can see in the bottom right of this slide, this is very bricky bags, 7.5 and 10 kg. So a bricky bag which can be easily handled during the process of their clients. It's very easy. So it's very important that the bag is clean, because the cleanliness does say something about the perceived quality. And batteries is a product which is made in clean rooms, and nobody wants contamination to be brought in there by contamination sitting on the bag. Last but not least, those products are shipped all around the world. So during the logistics process, you really want to prevent moisture to be picked up by the product inside of the bag. By knowing that the clean cycle of packaging is the key to the best results you can achieve, we teamed up with company Dypack Packaging, a paper bag company, to create our own joint brand for paper bags being used for a vacuum bagging application. So the SafetyVac bags are bags which are really tailor-made to be vacuum bagged and to provide the best in class, best in industry parameters to the clients. As you can see here on this slide, there's not all clients in the market asking for the very highest sophisticated, highest moisture protection solution. There's also clients, for example, if you talk to the fiber industry, where it's more important to be on the sustainable side, to have paper-only solutions, and to have a very lightweight paper sack. So therefore, we did create the SafeDuVac product line, which consists out of 3 different paper bags. And like you can see here, they are really custom made and suited to the different requirements of our clients in the different industries. In this case, talking about this Birla case, we did end up with the SafeDuVac professional bag, because for the carbon black business, they really wanted the highest level of moisture protection, the highest level of bag strength, and also already moving into the direction where we do talk about dangerous goods bags. Bringing the Velovac to the table, talking carbon black, there's a whole lot of different features we bring to the table in order to support our clients meeting one or the other of their goals, which I did show to you in the beginning. And looking at this, the key features of the Greif Velox Velovac technology are the best-in-class TCO. So when we designed the system, we did look at the varying parts and how can we really reduce the wear of the varying parts. And right now we are at, for example, 40,000 cycles for a rubber bellow. And the one people of you who are familiar with bagging into paper sacks, they know that for each and every single bag, you will rub the valve of the bag onto the spout, and there's wear on this rubber bellow. And in the past, or in a conventional system, you need to change after 4,000, after 5,000 bags. So we were able to really change this to guaranteed 40,000 cycles, looking at the TCO of the system. Cleanliness is a big topic. So for carbon black applications, the Velovac will be equipped with a system which we do call spout aspiration. So as you can see in the top picture, there's a device which after each and every bag will clean the Velovac spout to make sure that there's no cross-contamination and there's no way that the bags can be contaminated on the outside. Sealing the bags is very important. So with our ValvoCut sealing system, on the one hand side, we do make sure that there's a very strong crisscross sealing line, which is 60% stronger compared to the industry standard, like straight sealing line. And we do add another sealing line at the very end of the bag, like you can see on this picture, to make sure that even the product, which is sitting in this little opening at the end after the sealing line, cannot be spilled on the pallet or onto the floor in the production room. The key features or the key parameters which are important to really achieve reliable, sustainable results in terms of safety and process safety. We do have different smart features and sensors in the system. So for example, if we do talk about the ValvoDetect system, with the ValvoDetect system, we will be able to detect whether the bag, the spout of the bag, has been opened correctly, whether the quality of the bag is fine to meet the high standards of the clients and their clients. And we will use smart technology when we guide the bag into the welding station, check in the welding station if the valve has been placed correctly in the welding device, in order to really make sure that there's no open products being palletized. Looking at the ready filled bags on the pallet in the bottom left of this slide, you can see how nicely shaped and how slim those bags are we are filling here. So this is how we can really achieve a big reduction in logistic costs and make an impact on the CO2 footprint of our clients. Okay, looking at the case at Birla Carbon. So how did it work out? Of course, this is a process. And if you want to bring the clean cycle of packaging together, so if you really want to bring those three factors in order, talking about the paper bag, the product, and the machine, this is a process with more than one step. So when Birla first approached us and told us, we do have the goal of a new packaging line, we want it really compact, we want it really tailor-made for our pallet size, and we want to look into the compactation you guys can do without damaging our product. We said, okay, we brought DiePak to the table, and we did engineer a system together which might work from our point of view. Around 1 year later, we did do initial product trials. So Birla did send product to our facility here in Lübeck, Germany. DiePak did build safety vac bags, and we came together out here to do bagging trials and to really find out on the one hand side, how does the Birla product act with our machine technology? How does the Birla product act with the safety vac bags? And how much compactation can we add to the product without damaging it? So after those trials, Birla also took the bags. We did prepare for them and took them to the lab in order to check if all the material characteristics they are really proud of were still there. After this trials and their lab analysis, we went into a back engineering process. And in this back engineering process, we really figured out how big the bag can be, what kind of materials we want to use, and what's the best setup for a pattern layer on the pallets. In the meantime, Birla contracted the system with us, and Birla did start to build their plant. By building their plant, we were able to really do confirmation trials with the bags DiePak did build in the meantime underneath the real process facility at Birla in Italy. So this being said, we did use our testing machine. We brought it to the client's premises and were able to really do a confirmation trial with the later bags and the later process technology in a real life environment. Okay. By doing this, we did set some targets together, and the 5 targets we did set for those confirmation trials were: we wanted to find the optimized fit between weight on pallet and filling times, because you can imagine the longer you compact, the more product you will get into the bag, but it will take longer, and we really reached it to the optimum here. They wanted to look at minimum filling times for 7.5 and 10 kg bags. Based on different specifications of different OEMs, you will need 7.5 or 10 kg bags, which can be filled on the same machine. They wanted some bags for proof of concept. So the bags we did fill during the confirmation trials went to the OEMs for trials in their labs, for trials in their production facilities. And last but not least, like I already said, they did lab testing. So we could really ensure that the gentle vacuum filling doesn't damage the parameters, the material characteristics, so that in the end we can have a happy client who's supplying products with very, very good performance parameters. As part of the back engineering, we did, based on the parameters we gathered during the initial trials at our facility in Lübeck, we could calculate the best volume of the bags, the best volumes, the best height, the best width, in order to get the optimum fit for the pallet and to find out what's the optimum on getting bags into one overseas container. Yeah. Another benefit of the trials on site, the confirmation trials on site, was that we could already get the people on site at the Bela facility familiar with the equipment, which was supposed to come about 6 months later. So not only the people, also our service people, which went there, were able to get familiar with the facility, were able to get familiar with the process equipment, which is supposed to be in front of our packaging line. So all the data we did gather here is now very important information for us to get a very smooth commissioning phase of the system, because we already do know the important parameters which we have to set onto the machine. Okay, so what my offer to you is that we can do this also for each and every other customers, because the process of getting there, the process how to follow from an idea to reduce costs, from an idea to increase cleanliness and to improve the process, to having a ready installed system on your facility is like a standard process for us. So getting together, discussing the goals of the project, defining the scope of a basic engineering, defining the scope of a trial, conducting trials, and taking it from there to really design a tailor-made concept along the clean cycle of packaging is our standard process when we do develop such systems together with our clients. Thank you very much. Questions?
Thank you very much, Mr. Pohl. So now you can already type your questions to the F&A button. So we will wait some moments that you can type in your questions. So we have already one question. The question is, what is the filling rate of bags per hour for the company you showed during your presentation?
It depends. It hardly depends on the size of the bags. So they are filling 7.5 or 10 kg bags. But what you can say here, in average, they are able to fill 40 bags per hour with per spout of the Velovac system. And if you look to the general market, if you talk carbon black, you will always find systems which are in the range of 40-45 bags per hour per spout. In one system, you can have up to 3 spouts for carbon black applications. And if you do talk about fumed silica, for example, you will be in the range of, let's say, 50 to 60 bags per hour per spout.
Thank you for answering this question. We have also another question. So how much residue of the material do you have left in the bags after emptying them?
In the end, this is more a question for the bag manufacturer. But what we are doing together with DiePak on those SafetyVac bags, there's some features of the bags where you can really add a technical feature to the bag, where you are able to open a valve bag like an open mouse bag in the top. And with this feature, you get it really more or less completely empty, that there's no product wasted with the bag. So very, very good question, very important point, which drives the whole industry when you do talk to the OEMs. And the good news is there are solutions which also do work with the vacuum technology, where you can more or less completely empty the bags.
Thank you. Another question. So how does the cooperation work with the container producer? In that case, Sachs from DiePak, what does it mean in terms of exclusively and supplier strategy?
Of course, the clients can use whatever bags they want, and there's no restrictions that we don't allow other bags to be filled. What we do have on hand is we do have a very, very easy specification on hand where we do know the parameters which are important to meet the requirements of the clean cycle of packaging. And the advantage for the client by using those safety vac bags is that they don't need to worry about it, because the alignment of those parameters has already been made. And from what we know from the industry, that if someone brings a new supplier to the market, it's a cycle, and it involves some work. And it's not that we only do work with DiePak, and there's many other bag manufacturing companies on the market which are also already providing very good quality bags for vacuum bagging applications. But the people who are familiar with the process of introducing a new bagging technology, this is always headache. And by knowing the parameters of the clean cycle, by paying attention to it, it's just a fast track for the client, and a little bit like a quality insurance.
Perfect, thank you. So I guess we can answer 2 questions more. So how much material loss do you have with vacuum packaging in the filter of vacuum pump?
Also, more or less none. If you do talk about the pumps, what we do is we do have a system which consists out of a pump, a vacuum filter tank, which is basically an enclosed system which is used to really keep the vacuum up. And the same story we can tell about the bags by bringing in system which is tailor-made for the Velovac application. There's the same system which we do call Velo Pump, where we do have like a system which is already suited and tailor-made for this application. And what we do there is we do use a dry run pump for the vacuum, and by aligning the pump and the Velovac, by connecting those 2 technologies, we can make sure that the pump is only running if needed. And therefore, we do make sure that it's only running during the filling process. And so that we do save CO2, that we do save energy to operate the system. And of course, there's also like we call it police filter system in between the filling chamber itself and the vacuum system to avoid any product being sucked into the vacuum system.
Thank you. So maybe last questions. I see we have more questions left, but the time is running out. So the last question, is it possible to apply labels with variable data on the bags?
Yes, of course. There's different options, and you can do empty bag labeling. We can provide empty bag labeling. We can provide full bag labeling as part of what we call a packaging full line, where we really provide to the client everything which is underneath the silo and needed to get a ready packed pallet. There's options where we can print directly on the bag if we just talk about lot numbers. And there's also options that we can provide the bags already being labeled with barcodes and also with individual barcodes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So to the persons who answered some more questions, please write it to pautek-technofarm@nürnbergmesse.de, and I will hand it over to Mr. Pohl, and you will get also the contact from Mr. Pohl, and then you can answer the questions in personal. So then, thank you very much, Mr. Pohl, for this interesting talk and for answering the questions. And now we get over to our last talk, but last but not least, I will hand over to Christine Wölk from Bäumer Maschinenfabrik GmbH & Co. KG and her talk to downstream single sourcing at its best. The stage is yours, and thank you also to Mr. Pohl.
Yeah, thank you, Clara, and thank you for introducing the talk. I hope you can see my screen. And
yes, it's working.
Perfect. I would like to talk to you about Bäumer as a full liner for downstream equipment in the petrochemical industry. So at first, maybe we could have a glance at Bäumer, the Bäumer Group. It is a 100% independent family-owned company, and it was founded in 1935. We have our headquarters in North Rhine-Westphalia, a town called Beckum in Germany. And from the last years, we grew very much. So right now, globally, we have 5,600 employees total in 40 subsidiaries worldwide. The Bäumer Group has a lot of target industries. We focus on not only the topic I will talk to you today, just to give you an overview here, you can see all the industry we provide technologies for. But today, as already mentioned, I would like to focus on the chemical industry. We strive to be the partner of choice by providing new systems, modern solutions for the filling, palletizing, and packaging industry to our customers, by generating digital solutions as an add-on to our machinery for data analysis, preventive interactions, and planning, and our outstanding customer support, where we accompany our customers' machines to reach the longest life cycle possible. This is a short agenda. We will go through these steps during my talk and dig in deeper in each chapter. Here you can see a full line, what it could look like supplied by Bäumer. So we are talking about here filling polymer products like LDPE, HDPE, or polypropylene granulates into 25 or smaller polyethylene bags. This is the process I would like to show to you today. The process looks like this. At first, of course, we have the granulates in a silo from the customer, where we or the customer wants to bag this product into polyethylene bags. Then we have a bag transport, then palletizing the bags onto empty pallets, and at last the packaging process, where we put waterproof or transport-proof package on top of the stack. Here you can also see the equipment Bäumer has for this process. So we will dig in deeper into each machine within the next minutes. We have the Bäumer Fill-Pack FFS as a bagging machine, the bag transport, which can contain, for example, check weighers, metal detectors, or bag discharge units, or any kind of bag printers and labelers. And then the Bäumer palletizer, which could be a pallet pack or a robot pack. The name says it already. One is a high-rack palletizer, and the other one is a robot arm palletizing any kind of goods. And last but not least, we have the Bäumer stretch hood at the end of the line for the packaging. So this is our Bäumer Fill-Pack FFS bagging machine. It forms, fills, and seals the bag in one machine. So it is a very compact design, a very flexible, space-saving machine. It is robust and has a low vibration technology, and it can speed up to 2,600 bags per hour. So this is absolutely high capacity. Also, this machine is movable, so you can serve several silos from one customer with one machine. If the capacity, for example, overall for both silos is not too high to invest in 2 machines. It can only be also be used for 2 silos. So for example, here, as you can see, this machine, for example, is driving on rails. Same procedure here. Here are shown 3 silos from the customer, for example, and the FFS can be moved to each silo with an automatic docking system. The machine can be started automatically. The next machine we have in our portfolio for this process would be the Bäumer Robot Pack Palletizer. It is outstanding in, of course, the compact design, the interchangeable grippers, where you have a lot of possibilities, for example, to grab bags, but also buckets, also carton boxes, and any kind of bag or goods. And also the empty pallet can be taken by the gripper and placed onto the roller conveyor for further handling. Another palletizing solution from Bäumer would be the Bäumer Pallet Pack, which is a high capacity solution, and it is very precise in the stack formation. So you have the nicest stacks can be reached with this machine, and the bags are handled very gentle by turning devices, and there are a lot of programs that can be added for different layer stacking variations, and also for different pallet sizes at one machine. This pallet pack focuses on palletizing bags only. And the last machine in this process would be the Bäumer Stretch Hood, which is the packaging machine where we stretch the film, and we do not, as we do not need any kind of heat or other like gas, other power. This is a very sustainable machine with low power and film use, because we only have one film to put on top of a stack, and this film length is measured before the package arrives to the machine, and can be, or the length is adjusted right before it is driven on top of the package. So no film is used for the bin. With our digital solutions, we anticipate issues and act proactively to ensure continuous optimization of customer side performance. This means, for example, we focus on improvement to prevent any kind of issues on site and to ensure a running system for the customer. We do this with different solutions we have in our portfolio. For example, the BG Insight, where I will tell you some more about in the next minutes, and the Elara system, which is an intuitive mobile cloud software for the maintenance of the machines. And it can be run at any device, like your mobile phone, your tablet or laptop, where the software, like an application, tells you when to maintain or change any parts, and you can do it like a to-do chart, where you can take what is done or what is not done or what has to be ordered next. So you have it all in one app. The BG Insight is our software for visualization of various machine data in form of one dashboard. So as you can see here an example of a line in the petrochemical industry. It contains an FFS, and pallet pack, and a stretch hood. And there you can tell the program to show you different data. So it is very flexible, and for whatever analysis the customer wants to do, we can design this dashboard accordingly. For example, here you can see the total bags from a range of time from the first, I think it's 1 month. So you can set the range of time you want to see your analysis about, and then you get all the data you need, for example, to see whether one machine was performing worse like the month before, or one product was performing better or not. Sorry. Here's another example for a dashboard in BG Insight, where you can see again some analysis data, pallets per hour for the stretch shoot, for example, and also total time machine status. Here you can see the red column is error time, yellow is the manual status, green automatic status, and so on. Also input output of the machine. So a lot of possibilities here. Another one, even though it's written in German here, you can see this is about alarms. Which alarms did occur, how often in a period of time. Another example, overall equipment effectiveness, machine status, and so on can be shown all in BG Insight. This diagnostic support, so BG Insight, is one part of the wheel of our customer support. Here you can see our customer support wheel contains of 3 parts. And as I already mentioned, our topics are ensure, prevent, and improve. And this wheel in our customer support is designed to meet our customers' unique operational requirements. Maybe again, some words for diagnostic support. We have the data analytics, like we do with, for example, the BG Insight I showed you before, where the customer can actively see if something is working less good or better than last month or last half year. We have a 24/7, 365 hotline service where we are available for our customers to ensure that we can handle issues on a short notice and just in time. We have the service of remote monitoring, where we can enter the customer's software and have a look on the machines by sitting in our headquarters, for example, having the experts look remotely on the machines of the customer. And of course, this is all taken care of by a high cybersecurity level. So for example, this remote monitoring only works that we can only read and not write into our customers' programs or software. Then we have the portion life cycle support, where we focus on training and advice. So we make sure that trainings on site with our experts are taken care of, and we make an agenda together with the customer for these trainings to make sure we meet the expectations. Parts solution, which includes the best-in-class supply chain for parts, spare parts, and warranty handling worldwide. Performance upgrades, for example, where we take care of our customers' equipment to have the latest technologies on site and upgrade them to meet current and future needs. And software solutions, where we have an own team by experts focusing on any add-ons, new functionalities, any kind of systems that can improve our machine performance, or innovative tools that can also improve the operating models, for example. And last but not least, we have the on-site support, operations and maintenance, where we send qualified engineers to our customers. They will be based on site and will take full responsibility for the maintenance and operation of the baggage. We have full field service, which means we provide the best possible service with experts. We can send a highly skilled technician to site for repairs, preventive and corrective maintenance, and also inspections. For example, if one customer has a machine which is already, let's say, 15 to 20 years old, we can provide the service to have a look on the machine and give advice about which part should be preventively taken care of, exchanged, or what steps to take to make the life cycle of the machine even longer. Then, of course, we offer installation and commissioning by our own team members, experts who are doing this day by day and are really into the machines and working on teams on site. And we have an emergency support, which is, for example, consisting an EOS called Expert on Site, where we guarantee to get an expert on site within a few hours, depending, of course, on wherever the customer's location is, but to make sure that, for example, if there are any kind of issues that cannot be solved remotely, we can send an expert to the customer's site to make sure we have, we can support him. With our commitment to quality and reliability, we always strive to avoid costly downtime, of course, and ensure best-in-class system availability. Thank you for your attention. And then now I think it's time for the questions.
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much for this interesting talk. I will give also a little bit time to type in your questions into the F&A button, and we will wait a few moments and let's see if we will get some questions. So maybe the first question, do the machines you presented to us share the same HMI?
So each machine has an own HMI, but the overall structure of the look and feel is always the same. So each machine is maintained on its own, but the look and feel is the same. So on all the machines, you have the same infrastructure to operate this machine. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And one other question is, what would be the minimum density of the product to be able to use your FFS packer?
So it really depends on the product overall. It depends on whether it is very dusty or, but we are overall talk about granules. So maybe we should have a look on this product in detail, and then I could answer this question more detailed.
Perfect. So another question, does Bäumer Pack Lines system place labels on each pack to ensure traceability of products instead of the back?
Oh, I didn't understand this question. I will just read it here. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, perfect. So you can don't share your screen, and then maybe you can see the questions.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So does Bäumer Pack Lines system place labels on each pack to ensure traceability? I think it's the question is about putting labels on the bags. And this is, of course, it is possible. There are different possibilities to put labels on the bag. So, of course, either the bag is pre-printed, so the empty bag is already printed, or there can be used an inkjet printer for bringing barcodes or any written information onto the empty to the full bag, and also labels. So like small stickers can be added to the bags with QR codes. This is also possible.
Perfect. Another question, what are your thoughts on sustainability related to the packaging?
So as we see that a lot of customers start to focus or focus deeper on topics like bring in a recycled product into the film we use, for example, on the FFS and also on the stretch hood. And for example, a lot of manufacturers also still use old technologies like the shrink hood, for example, where you also need gas to heat the film to make it shrink to the package. And therefore, for example, our stretch hood would be a very sustainable option, as we don't need any kind of gas. We have lowered the power use to a minimum, and also the film. For example, with the wrapper, you use a lot more film than you use on a stretch hood. Hope this answers the question.
Perfect. If not, please write again another question to this, but I think it was very good answered. So maybe we can answer one last question. So when you share some pictures of the Bäumer stretch hood, I could not see any platform on top of the machine. How can I reach the machine parts on top for maintenance?
So on the Bäumer stretch hood, for example, maybe I share my screen again. There's only
it's also shared, so we can see your screen and the presentation in the PowerPoint mode. Yes.
Perfect. I just go back to the picture of the stretch hood. There you can see we focused on a maintenance concept where we can maintain everything from standing on the floor, so we don't need a platform anymore. So there are older machines from Bäumer as well on the market, but also from other suppliers where you still have a platform here on top. But with this machine, you can reach the knife, the heating unit, the welding unit, and also move down this frame to the floor level and do maintenance from the floor level.
Perfect. So then, thank you very much for this interesting talk. As I said before, if you have any questions left, please feel free to write to powtech-technofarm@nürnbergmesse.de or to the email address that Christine Wirk showed you at the end of the presentation, and then you will get your questions answered. So thank you very much, Mrs. Wirk. And now we're on the end of the virtual talks. So dear participants, thank you for joining us at the virtual talk today. The upcoming dates of the next virtual talks and also the topics from the next virtual talks will, or you can find it on our website, www.powtech-technofarm.com/en/events-program, or on our social media platform, LinkedIn. So stay tuned and feel free to join our next talks. And also, we are very much looking forward to the next year, 2025, because we have our fair PowTech Technofarm and Fachpack, and also the Congress for Particle Technology PARTEC from 23 to 25 September in 2025. So have a nice day and thank you for joining the virtual talk today. Bye bye.